A hook, very simply, is the first 3 seconds of your video, and if you don't get people past your first 3 seconds of your video, your watch time will be cooked, and you're not going to be able to get any views on your account. I really want to connect the dot why understanding hooks is going to lead to you actually having a career as a creator. If you do hear about hooks, it'll always be some gimmicky BS. Like, this is a visual hook. This is a challenge hook. Yo, like, this is like the new gimmick for a hook. Yo, use this zoom effect. Yo, use this like jumping up and down effect in your hook. I actually think that advice is pretty awful because it's gonna make you rely on gimmicks for your content. You actually feel like you don't really understand like why videos actually do well or don't do well down to their core. And I really want you to understand genuinely what makes videos do well. Now to really quickly recap why hooks actually matter down to their core, because a lot of people don't seem to understand this either. I'm gonna draw a little graph here that denotes why hooks actually matter. So a lot of times people think, okay, well, the hook matters because I don't know, it's just like, it's shocking. It's gotta be shocking, it's gotta be controversial. But down to the core principle, the only thing that you need to understand about your hooks is viewer retention graphs. Basically, what a viewer retention graph means is the percent of viewers that are still watching, right? So obviously you're gonna start off at like 100%. At each stage of your video. So we have maybe 5 seconds in, we have 10 seconds in, we got 15 seconds in, we got 20 seconds in, etc. Why your hook matters so much is because even if the rest of your video is great, after second 10, your video gets interesting after second 10. So your retention's great after second 10. Like, nobody really falls off after they watch second 10. Why? Because something interesting happens. You start spitting, like, you actually start revealing your value. You start, like, actually getting into the meat and potatoes of your video, but you're doing it at second 10, and it's not really engaging the viewer. Well, then what's gonna happen with your viewer retention is that even if you have the most goated piece of video past 10 seconds, what's gonna happen is that you're already gonna be at like 10% retention by the time people reach the interesting part of your video. And yes, even if the viewer retention graph stabilizes, what's still gonna happen is that Instagram or TikTok or even YouTube is gonna see the fact that everybody left your video, all of these people, 90% of your viewership left because your video's beginning was not interesting. And this is why hooks matter so much, because the rest of your video does not matter at all if you cannot capture their attention within those first 5 seconds. So this is the baseline of our entire presentation today. You need to get their attention and their eyeballs super hard early on, or else nothing matters. This is all we are going to focus on in today's presentation. It's not how to even tell like compelling arguments. It's not how to tell long stories. It's literally how to captivate somebody's attention within 1 sentence, within 3 to 5 seconds. Okay, so now that we understand why hooks are actually crucial to know, if we talk about like the importance of a video, of what actually goes into making a video, you might think that it might be like 50-50, like the hook and then the rest of the video. No, it's realistically like, it's like 80-20. It's like 80% is the hook. Why your video got 1,000 versus 100,000 views. If you are stuck in 200 view jail right now, if you are stuck under 1,000 views, it's because you are looking at the wrong thing. You're looking at everything else that's here that isn't the hook, right? You're looking at what music are you using, what song, maybe it's the camera quality. Oh, I need to buy a more expensive camera. Try some other gimmick. And the truth is audio quality. Audio quality is important, but at the end of the day, actually these are still fundamentals that are important, like audio quality, but nonetheless, if your video isn't doing like well and there aren't any glaring issues, yeah, people think keywords and hashtags matter. Like, are you serious? Keywords and hashtags? Just make a better video. Like, why would Instagram or TikTok push out a video that isn't interesting and inherently like captivating to 90% of their viewers, bro? Yeah, you can maybe get an extra like 10% views by using keywords and hashtags, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. That's not what's gonna get you from 1,000 to 100,000 views. How do you play the game of next video you get 100,000, a million views? That is why you need to understand hooks. And to prove it to you, for those of you guys who have not seen my socials online, maybe you're new, I've been creating content for the past 5 years across 3 different niches. I started off in comedy. This is my self-development account. Right, I talked about productivity, gym, and then I talked about social media advice. And I grew an Instagram account, like documenting my business journey, yada, 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 right? So in order to grow any of these accounts, I obviously had to understand how to keep people's attention. Literally, my average views on this account is like 1 million. It's like 1.2 million views per video. You average out all the views of every single video I've ever posted, and it's like 1.2 million on this account. So like when I say I understand hooks, like please believe me, it's because I have studied this voraciously, bro. I have made over like a couple thousand videos on the internet now by this point. Starting off with C. starting off with C, you need to copy viral hooks. And I don't care what anybody says about being original, about being creative. You are not going to learn how to be viral. You're not going to learn how to actually captivate people's attention and move the needle online with your following if you haven't copied and more specifically studied why other people are doing well. And as a result, you're just shooting in the dark because you don't have an understanding of what's good. And if you're starting on social media, the best thing you can do is speedrun your skill set of viral sense. As in, you need to speedrun your learning curve of understanding why what works on social media works. And if you are still in the frame of this is a guessing game and nothing else really matters besides luck, or the algorithm doesn't like me because like my account is still new, you're blaming these external factors. At the end of the day, you're going to deny any learning that you can actually learn. Lesson number 1 is copying viral hooks. Here is the 3-step framework. Step 1 is you go onto TikTok, because on Instagram the search engine's not that good and Instagram's algorithm is actually not that good. It's not as refined compared to TikTok. So go onto TikTok and then scroll for any videos that have over 50k plus likes. If all the videos are less than 50k likes, don't even, just scroll them. Like, you can watch it, but like honestly don't even bother. You want to train your data set with the best data, okay? And if you think of your brain and your viral sense as this like kind of GPT algorithm, right? You think of your brain as this kind of like AI, right? That's trained on your viral sense. You need to download as many of these quality data points as possible. So step 1, go onto TikTok. Step 2, you're going to find all the videos that have 50k plus likes. And number 3 is you're going to make sure they're all in the style of video that you want. So you need to understand what format you're trying to create and what niche you are in. Okay, so for me, for example, my format is talking, right? And when I say format, I don't mean like, you know, this complex thing. You know, are you talking in your video or are you not? Are you vlogging or are you more so like explaining? Are you educating or are you doing like more of a music montage? That matters. Like, I'm not gonna be studying a cooking like montage video if I'm trying to make persuasive talking content about social media. Also, real quick too, I know you might be thinking, oh, but I only want to grow on Instagram. Instagram is the only platform that matters to me. What works on TikTok also works on Instagram, generally speaking. And the reason why is because they both are measuring the same thing, which is engagement and watch time. For me, for example, you need to know what your format is and you need to know what your niche is. Format equals talking head, and then my niche, for me right now, I would say I'm in the business niche. Your format can be talking, it can also be like vlogs, it can also be like montages with music. Generally speaking, be able to describe what you're looking for. We're all going to use different terminology. Is it talking? Is it talking head? Is it how-to videos? Is it list videos? It's generally, we're talking about similar things here. You know what you're looking for. You're only looking for videos with 50k plus likes, and you're only looking through the format that you're in and the niche that you're in, or at least similar niches. Like, I might still study videos, you know, talking about like dating. I might still study videos talking about fitness because they're kind of related enough and it's still a similar format. The format matters a lot more than the niche, because the format is a little bit more universal. Like, if you are a day in the life creator talking about college, you can still study 9-to-5ers, you know, making day in the life content. There's still a lot you can study. You can even still study self-employed people. If you are making content about your day in the life after your job, you can still study how the other niche of creators do it, because then you can transfer over those principles into your niche. Okay, most important thing is identify what format of content you are making and only study the videos that you like want to make in that format. Basically, once you go onto TikTok, you scroll through until you find 50k plus like videos that are in your format. Write down all of the hooks and copy them down. This is going to be your bank. This is your bank of ideas, because now all you need to do once you have this bank of hooks is to slap them together with ideas. So this is your list of hooks, and all you need is a list of ideas that you can mash together with those hooks. You need to mash together ideas with your hooks, and then that's the goal of having these frameworks. So for example, if you are tired of throwing events that nobody else pulls up to, here's the ultimate guide to throw in bangers with thousands of people. Take notes and thank me later. We just took one niche and we combined it with a hook format, and that is a proven viral hook. You've taken what's already worked on the internet and you've made your own spin on it. This is what the pretentious people call stealing like an artist. And this is what like gooners call the C.U.M framework, bro. But it's really that simple. Note here though, I want to tell you is that you do want to use words that are pretty simple and easy to understand, because when things are hard to understand, a viewer might scroll and you might lose your viewer retention. Now, this is the difference between good and great hooks is step 3 and step 4, understanding and maximizing. Because a lot of people start with the C, but they don't reach the C.U.M, and that's why they don't finish off with a viral video. Yo, bars, yo, bars. Holy shit, bars. Wow, that was a bar. You can't just copy. If you just copy, you're not gonna finish off with a viral video, because you need to also understand why it went viral and maximize your hook so you can guarantee virality. Understanding why they actually went viral. This one is a little bit more tricky because this actually requires you to fine-tune your viral sense. So we're gonna do a little bit of a game together here, okay guys? What I want you guys to do with me is watch these 2 videos and ask yourself these 2 questions, okay? The first one is, what keywords did they use to make their video go viral? Now, what is a keyword? I know there's like the traditional like use keywords, SEO, blah 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 blah, use hashtag SEO. No, that's not what I mean by keywords. I mean keywords as in words that trigger emotion in your viewer. That's the game we're playing here. We're playing the game of capturing attention. I mean, what keywords are used in these hook examples that I'm about to show you guys that probably made viewers keep watching? And I'm just gonna play the first couple seconds of these videos, and I want you guys to answer with me, okay?
You're scared of talking to women? I hate to break it to you, but it doesn't matter if you get buff, or if you were taller, or if you made a lot of money, or had a nice...
There's not just one word that's gonna make or break a video. It's the combination of them, okay? I hate to break it to you. Now, what I want you guys to do when you study these videos and see these keywords is write them down for yourself. If you are in the niche of dating, of confidence, of personal development, this is a video for you to study. Study what words he used. Oh, he's walking. Let me walk too in my videos. You know, that's like level 1 gooner thinking. Level 2 viral sense understanding is knowing what words triggered the emotions of the viewer. Does that make sense? Is that sticking? When you see creators talking about social media advice saying 200 view jail, 300 view jail, like what's another one? Algo pull. After the hook of scared of woman, he talks about common objections. Perfect, yes. And once you start understanding the patterns why this video did well, that's when you can start training your viral sense. I'm gonna pull up one more video example.
I passed the last year of law school with high honors, despite being an absolute academic assault rifle and procrastinating literally every single exam. And here are the 3
What words are we noticing here? Law school, high honors, academic assault rifle. Like, yes, every single word can be like a, you know, somewhat interesting word, but there's certain words that you want to note that did well and made it really interesting. So what you should do now that you see these examples is take note of these words, and if they're in your niche, write them down. Use them next time, because you need to develop the bank of words that resonate with people. Okay, and this is literally what I did for one of my previous accounts. I'll pull it up. When I first started this account, to go from 0 to 100,000 followers in a single month, I'm not even kidding, that actually happened. Because I was just printing video after video after video doing well, okay? And literally the format is I took one hook that did well, which was this one.
Here's how to stop waking up in the morning, looking in the mirror and hating what you see. Stop using your phone.
It was here's how to stop, blah, 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 blah. Here's how to blank. It's here's how to blank. And once you have the hook framework that does well, you inject your keywords. Know what keywords work well in your niche. If you master this, I can promise you, you will blow up. Because this is the difficult game of content, is understanding what words resonate with people and what words don't. And oftentimes, it's the slightest tweak. This is a difficult skill. You want to start practicing this. And I do want to emphasize this takes practice. It's not the most attractive answer. This kind of like repeated virality comes from a lot of practice. This is my second account. That's why I was able to grow this from 0 to 100K followers in a month. Pull up some examples.
Here's how to break your shitty habits. Clean your environment.
What keyword was used there? Shitty habit, right? And I could have easily said, instead of saying break your shitty habits, I could have easily said something like, here's how to develop better habits. Or here's how to become consistent. But breaking shitty habits is a type of wording that we go around saying Yo, bro, I just gotta break my shitty habits of drinking every weekend, bro. Nah, to be honest, I just want to break my shitty habits. Like, there's certain wordings that people use that resonate, that are more relatable. And that's the thing about being relatable. It's not necessarily, oh, I am a relatable human being. No, it's like, how do you word things that resonate emotionally with people? It's like talking to a friend and not holding back. Precisely. It's the words that provoke emotion. So it's more about being casual, yes, but it also has to be specific. It's gotta really hit. And this is more of the intuitive process where you have to start watching a lot of TikToks that did well, and seeing why did they use that word? Yo, what was the word that they used there that just worked? And I'm gonna show you one more example here.
Mental masturbation. Chances are if you're watching this video, you're probably guilty of it. Mental masturbation.
Yeah, I wanna know what the key word was there. I feel like this is so important and crucial, and nobody else talks about like the hooks, like with this much like specificity. Like, I wish I got this this kind of training instead of watching those Robert Benjamin, how to get stuck at best posting times. Oh, post at 3 p.m. and you're gonna get more views. Bro, I posted half my videos here at 1 a.m. Bro, I was filming at night. I am not gonna wait until 3 p.m. best posting time, bro. The algorithm does not give a shit about what time you post. Oh, and hashtags. Bro, find a video where I used a hashtag, bro. Find a video where I used a hashtag. It's not that deep, okay? What you really need to focus on making good videos, or else you're not gonna have any longevity as a creator, because the thing is, you want to get paid by a brand, you want to scale a business, right? I really want to connect the dots between learning this skill and practicing it, because the last thing I want you guys to do here is leave this and be like, all right, I feel inspired, and then, like, you know, you don't really take the action of practicing this, because it's going to take a lot of practice. You want to do coaching, you want to sell your books, scale your business, get design clients, you want influence and options, create a business, scale a business, become financially free. You're gonna play at EDC, scale a UGC business, sell digital products, help people quit their 9-to-5, right? You want to build cool businesses, you want to create your own freedom. Content will help you do that, but only if you do it like genuinely with the skill set of knowing how to consistently go viral. Guys, this was back in 2022. I understood this game back in 2022, and this whole concept that you're gonna fall off on social media and like social media is this temporary thing is only true if you don't understand the game at its core fundamentals. So guys, if you understand the game at its core fundamentals, and one of the this is literally one of the core tenets of virality and social media is hooks. Because if nobody watches past the first 3 seconds of your video, nothing else matters on social media. I'm sorry, it's the harsh truth. So understand this and study this. And here is the C.U.M framework to understand how to go viral with hooks. First, copy the viral hooks, write them down. Study the ones on TikTok, because TikTok's search engine is so good and TikTok's For You page algorithm is really, really hyper-tailored. I want you to only find videos with over 50,000 likes. Yes, you can write down videos with like over 10,000 likes too, but like, you want to train your data set. Like, if you're studying 10 hooks, make sure all of them went super duper viral. Write down what format you're doing, and then only watch the videos and write down the hooks of the videos that performed well in the format that you're doing. So if you're doing vlogs, only watch videos that have over 50,000 likes and they're a vlog. And then you're going to culminate a list of hooks. And yes, hooks can actually be written down too. Let's say even if you're a creator like this guy, and he makes videos that don't really talk all the time, you know? Right? These videos aren't talking. These still have hooks. You guys still have to understand these are hooks. Like, hooks is just writing at the end of the day. Like, so let's find a video that did actually pretty well. 2015, insecure because the only Asians on screen were nerds and losers. Guys, how many keywords are in here, bro? He's spamming keywords. He knows what he's doing when he uses the word nerd, uses the word Asian, uses the word insecure, and uses the word loser. And then he pairs it with a picture that very clearly depicts him looking younger. All of these stack up so you can actually make the video hit really hard. So you got to understand that, like, this skill set too transfers over not just to my style of content. I want you guys to understand that too, that I am not just speaking from like my day 1, day X series. Low-key, half the people who do like day 1 of road to 10K a month, day 1 of road to 100K a month, you have to realize that that's not a good hook. Like, day 1 of road to 10K a month is not a good hook. Day 17 of road to millionaire is not a good hook. Yes, it's copying one viral hook that was used once, but it probably, like, it's also just not the best hook in my opinion. This is somebody who's used this hook like a bunch of times. It's not that good of a hook because it doesn't understand, like, it doesn't play into the core principles of why things actually go viral. So for my niche before, right, the keywords, for example, right, and if you want to hop off of this call afterwards and like this is your literal homework, you want homework afterwards, like, bro, write down a bank of keywords and write down a bank of hooks, because you really want to download what works. So keywords, what are keywords for my niche, right? Like, you can even go on YouTube and find the YouTube titles that use all of these words, like dopamine detox, productivity hacks, morning routine. These are all keywords. Like 6 a.m. is a keyword, 5 a.m. is a keyword, right? This is in the productivity niche. And I say this because I've been in the productivity niche. That account I just showed you was in the productivity niche. But don't just say like get better or improve. It's very broad. It's not the best keyword. Maybe it's like I've seen this one, desexualize your brain. Like that's a keyword that just hits. I actually think mental health, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if it is as much in the productivity niche. Like people like the words like lock in more than they do mental health. From what I've seen in the productivity niche, yeah, like there's certain words that I think just resonate too. And this also might be based on like the age demo. Like specific words work better than others. And another thing too is you just have to doom scrolling. Like one of the videos that I did recently that did really well, this one.
If you've been laying in bed scrolling for the past hour and you feel like you just ruined the rest of your day, so you have zero motivation.
Zero motivation scrolling, okay? So look, understand why they go viral. Coaching clients have paid me like thousands of dollars for this. What I'm about to do with you guys right now, I genuinely mean it. I'm not the biggest fan of people who are like, oh, I give you like a bajillion dollars of value, but like genuinely, this is like really advanced. It's really niche, okay? Here's what I do with my like coaching clients who pay me thousands of dollars. I make them do this framework, this checklist of things that make your hook hit harder. Number 1, clarity. Is this the most clear and concise way of wording it? So how do we figure that out? We have our hook here, right? This is our like rough draft of our hook. Now we have to rewrite it and revise it until it's perfect. How do we do this? Okay. If you're tired of running your business 24/7 by yourself, boom. It's a little bit wordy at the beginning. And I know we're about to get super like pedantic here. It's gonna be a little bit like, bro, like you're so OD, bro. Why are you looking so closely at those 1 or 2 words? Guys, this is the reason why certain videos can get 100,000 views. The other one will get 5,000 because there's something a little bit off about the first few words. And I know that sounds so weird to say. Like I genuinely sound autistic saying that, but like the difference between 100,000 views and like 1 million views perhaps too can literally be the matter of like 1 or 2 words. I would say there's probably another way of wording running your business 24/7 by yourself. There's just something that like doesn't resonate with me. If you are tired of running your business 24/7 by yourself, and here is where I would just play around with different wordings because I don't know if this has any keywords. Add keywords that add specificity. What are some business keywords? Alone instead of by yourself. Like running your business 24/7 alone. Like maybe it's at like 10K a month. Like I know I'm spamming keywords at this point. 10K a month. I like that a lot. Burning out. Burned out. Yo, if you're burnt out running your business 24/7 alone, yo, we're getting there. We're getting close. We're getting close. We can get a little bit better here. If you're broke running a dying business alone, if you're going broke running a dying business, automate your business fully with AI. What words are sticking here? Autopilot, passive income. That's a word that you could use. Passive income is associated with automating everything, right? And sometimes too, we can even go on YouTube. But let's say we search up a niche online or a word online, and then we can just start studying what all the titles are. Passive income scam. If you want passive income, you need this. Passive income ideas, $2,000 a day, 67K per week. Boom. That's literally that's our sign that some people like for some reason, the XK per week, XK per day. If you're going broke running a dying business alone, here's the ultimate guide to making your business fully passive with AI. Passive and automated with AI. Take notes and thank me later. To building a fully passive income machine. Building a passive income machine fully automated with AI. Take notes and thank me later. Yo, low key, that's kind of fire. Like this is your sign to like start using AI agents. AI agents! Oh my gosh, bro. People love the word AI agents right now. We don't need AI anymore here. It's redundant. Take notes and thank me later. This is the ultimate guide to start using AI agents to build a passive income machine. Take notes and thank me later. The thing is, it feels a lot more specific. You could also do this. This is the ultimate guide to start using AI agents. We've dwelled a little bit on the clarity, and I've introduced a couple other principles of hitting harder. Another one is specificity and numbers. Now, not every single one of these principles are going to apply every single time, but you can apply a lot of these principles of what makes a video do well. Clarity, specificity, and numbers. Does this actually align with the video idea, or are you just saying the hook to like rage bait people? Because that's also not good. If you get people to a second 3 and then after that the video is completely different, obviously it's not a good hook then. It just lied to the viewer. Like, clickbait isn't actually that effective. Who is your ideal viewer is another one too. We're kind of exploring these things. We're thinking about who we're talking to. I do want to dwell on this real quick. Purple cow effect. And it's a concept called purple cow effect. What purple cow effect refers to is when something seems novel. And when something seems novel, it generally will stick out and capture somebody's attention. So when you're driving, for example, you're not going to notice 90% of the cows and cars that pass by. But if you notice, if there is a purple cow, even if it's in the distance, you're going to notice it. That's kind of what you want to create your video into if you want it to truly stand out. It needs to have some sort of uniqueness. And this is where specificity and numbers actually can help, because specificity and numbers helps your video stand out. So if you have a personal result and number tied to this, it would be even better. Take notes and thank me later. I like take notes and thank me later. It's a little bit of a super hook there. Fuck you money in your sleep. Perfect. Perfect. And now this also kind of leans into this like purple cow syndrome, because it's just different. Like, who has said that you're going to use AI agents to make fuck you money in your sleep? And who's ever made an ultimate guide? Like, maybe if you just said start using AI in your business, it wouldn't hit as hard. AI agents specifically makes it stand out. So there we go. Yeah. And then you can follow up with a sentence like, thousands of kids just like you are using AI agents to make 10K per month, but you're just too lazy to set it up. Then you have to back the claims. That's true. So obviously you need to have this kind of video and hook alignment, because if it's just straight capping, then it's not going to work. And then lastly, can we use visuals to make it easier to understand or more captivating? If this is making sense. Okay, if it's starting to click. I know we're covering a lot. I know it might feel like a good amount where there's a lot of work ahead of you, right? We learned why hooks are important, because if you don't understand hooks and you focus on the 20% that doesn't fucking matter, then your video's retention's never going to reach past 5 seconds, and Instagram and TikTok are never going to actually deem your video good to watch because it doesn't make it past 5 seconds. And then in order to write good hooks, the number one thing you can do is to copy the good ones that you see online. After that, right, we learned about why it's actually helpful. We learned how to understand why things go viral. We practiced finding keywords. And then after that, we learned how to maximize our hook and make it 1% better. And another practice you can do is just read it aloud multiple times. It's kind of tedious, but read your hook aloud 5 times. Does it just sound like it feels right? Does it sound like it makes sense, or is it still a little bit iffy? Okay, ask yourself that. Here I'm gonna actually draw a graph of what happens when you actually want to grow on social media. So each of these is going to denote a month, okay? And I know that's kind of annoying. You have to take action, bro. You have to take action, okay? So look at this. Ready? This is going to be your average views, right? And here it's going to be like 10K, right? This is going to be 100K. I know the graph is not like mathematically accurate looking, but just bear with me. So I want to show you a trend that I have noticed from literally observing. We have 520 creators, 530 creators actually in our program. Half of them are like starting off for the first time fresh when they join, and then some of them have like posted a little bit, but they want to gain traction, they want to get better. See, here's what I generally notice from creators in our community. So let's say you're starting off here. What's gonna happen is that on month 1, you're basically gonna get no traction. You're gonna be at like 1K average views, right? It's gonna feel like, bro, like what am I even doing? It's a waste of time. And a lot of people at this point, they're gonna reach this like sticking point where they're learning the hooks, they're learning cinematography, they're learning filming, they're learning editing. We all here want to hit like 10K followers here. We want to make all these big metrics, but look, a lot of times we're going to set these big goals, right? Right here is where a lot of you guys are, right? And all of these things are making it really, really hard to stick with it and learn. So a lot of times what I see with people in here, and I say this out of genuine love, is that at a certain point, it just gets difficult and tedious. And that's why all of this learning is low-key, like, it might actually just make you overthink. Now that we know what a good hook is, it actually can still feel like daunting, because now we're like, shit, we're in the perfectionist mindset now, and we're like, you know what, maybe I won't post for the next week, and I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure out what a good hook is. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna like get better. And then what ends up happening is like now we're trying to get back into it, but then we start back up, and then we're like, I only got 1,000 views. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll take another break for a little bit. I got other stuff to work on. I got like exams coming up. And then we tried a little bit there, and then boom, it's like, you know, and what ends up happening over the long term is we just have these like, you know, the breaks become even longer in between, and it ends up just, we're in a loop. It's a cycle. And I know this because the biggest thing that people talk about is unlocks, strategy, hooks. Bro, but you haven't even posted past like 1 or 2 months consistently. And it's just like, it's literally edging your learning. Like, unfortunately, is just like what it's like to learn any new skill. But I want to show you what happens when you actually stay consistent with it. Month 1 and month 2 are still going to look generally the same, right? It's literally going to feel like this. But at the very least, you are being consistent through these plateaus. Okay, so you're not quitting when it gets difficult. You're not coming up with these weird excuses to not take action, and you're just staking through it. What happens during this actual 1 to 2 month phase? These are the things that happen. Start to actually learn what makes a video good versus bad to the algorithm, right? You're gonna start to learn that, the basics of editing. Like, a lot of people don't like editing too, but you're gonna learn the basics of it, and it gets so much easier once you actually learn it, okay? So even when you do learn it, it's still going to be difficult. You're gonna start to learn hooks. You're gonna start to learn scripting, camera confidence, and all of these skills might not translate to directly more views in month 1 or 2, but I genuinely see it all the time that there is this weird effect that genuinely happens on like month 2 to 3 where things just click. But Eddie's a great example. He just hit 10K followers, right? After being Content Academy for 60 days, right? Just hit 10K followers. Let's fucking go. At 66 posts. Damn, he's at 11.9 already. This can be you, however, he posted 66 times, that means, or maybe a couple of these aren't like posts, but like around 60 times in 2 months. It's been 2 months and he's posted 60 times. Do you see the correlation between that consistency and actually having that growth? Because once you actually learn the fundamentals, what ends up happening is this: you hit your flow. And this is one of those things where it's genuinely really hard to reach that point, but once you get momentum, it just does, like, the ball is rolling. You know the fundamentals now. You know what makes a video good and bad. You know the basics, and you're gonna think like, bro, I exhausted all of my good ideas on day, like between day 1 and day 30, bro. I don't have any ideas. All my good ideas are bad. And you gotta understand that the first 30 days, it really doesn't matter what you're posting because you're just learning the fundamentals. So I know it can be very discouraging, and that's probably why a lot of us are here to learn hooks, because we think that the unlock's gonna come from just like one tuning into a call, one tuning into a class. That's gonna change everything. But what actually works, and this is the way we've even designed Content Academy, is to focus a lot more on the daily iterations. That's literally why every single day we have people posting content into our content reviews and then getting feedback from other members. Because it's a lot about the iteration, and it's not just about this like, bro, if I could give you a product, if I could sell you a product, if I could give it to you for free, even, if I could teach you 1 hour of a class and then help you go from here to here, I wish I could, and somebody would have already developed it by now, okay? Like, unless you want to buy followers, in which case, like, what the fuck is the point of buying followers? You know, you're not actually building anything substantial. There is no magic pill that's gonna make this, okay? That doesn't exist. What really exists is this green graph of growth, where things might actually look like this for even like 6 months on, and then later on it can take off, right? This is another example. Prosper started his first 60 to 90 days of creating content at 3,000 followers, and he was stuck there. He was stuck there for a while, not getting even 10,000 views per video, because he was working a job 12 hours a day in the summer, knocking on doors. He was literally knocking on doors, selling pest control for 90 days, but he still posted every single day. He only took like 1 week off during that time. He's inspired so many of our creators to actually take action and grow. But what you guys probably don't see, past him literally having grown like 20 or like like 250,000 followers since like the start of this year, or 300,000 followers since the start of this year, is this phase. And trust me, we're gonna keep going back. We're gonna keep going back. We're gonna keep going back to the phase where he actually was just starting out. Prosper used to make videos knocking on doors with a Road to 60K series. And you might see his blow up now. Yo, how do I replicate that today? And yes, we can learn from what other people have done right and wrong, but you have to understand, day 18, day 17, day 16, day 15, bro, he was so consistent. He was so consistent. And these videos obviously have more views now because they were kind of inflated after, like, you know, he gained followers and whatnot. But like for the first like 30 days, there wasn't much growth, and it was this like tough plateau. But what you have to understand about committing to this journey, results aren't going to come, but you're going to learn so many of the fundamentals during these kind of videos. You're going to learn the fundamentals of lighting, right? He's standing in front of good lighting. He's going to learn how to do B-roll. He's going to learn how to put captions with the little shadow behind it. And you can tell the videos are definitely not as good looking as they are now. Right, same with every single other creator who's ever grown. Now you look at his page now and you're like, oh my goodness, like these videos are so well shot. You see this one and you're like, wow, like it looks cinematic, the lighting is crazy, the colors are crazy, the editing looks good. What you don't see is this phase of the first couple months, okay? What you don't see is the phase of the first couple months. And that's why I really want to emphasize, as confusing as it is right now, I just want to encourage you. Practicing is just as crucial to learning as it is, like, you know, just actually just sitting here and learning. And these are actual examples from the Content Academy where a lot of people, right, we teach people how to get views, right? And a lot of people might just see, oh, you know, one video, what is that going to give me, dude? You know, one video with 30K views, one video with 40K views, a video with 1 million views even, right? Like, that might seem like, okay, it's not that crazy, right? Just getting like a couple, like, these are all from our wins channel, but that eventually translates into the follower growth, right? Like Aaron, who hit 10,000 followers, Alex, who hit 10,000 followers, and then Henry hit 16,000 followers. Like, after 77 days of posting, Thomas went from 500 to 10,000 followers. Kevin woke up with 40,000 followers. Loki, he was printing. And you might see all these crazy results now, but what I just want you to understand is that it's built from this tumultuous grind. And I want you to keep your North Star as well. Why do you want to, like, if you actually grew the following that you wanted, right? A lot of people said 10,000 followers, 25,000 followers by the end of the year. If you actually achieve that, what would that look like in your life? What would that change? And then I'll show you what it changed for a lot of our members after they hit their follower goals, after they hit their growth. But what would that tangibly change in your life? Because I think it's important to remember why you're doing this content thing. And it's not just you're like shooting in the dark, hoping for something to work, but then you don't even know why you're doing it. Content is honestly one of the best like personal development tools for me as well, because I genuinely feel like it's forced me to understand myself, push me past like these social anxiety that I used to have. Bro, I was scared of even raising my hand during like class discussions in high school. I want you to remember that. I want you to remember your purpose, because genuinely when I say content changes lives, like these are all people in the Content Academy as well. Joe, he raised his first check for his business, right? After spamming videos on Reels. This is literally at 6,000 followers. He raised a check for his business, and his business, it's like it's an AI SaaS called Floodify, and I think they're doing like 70K a month, right? He started off literally at $0 a month with this SaaS, and just by posting content, he was able to grow it. Another one, this dude just got recognized on Hinge. I thought that was funny. Anderson, he has like 10K followers or something on Instagram, but he just got recognized on Hinge. I thought that was funny. Rajan, you guys might have seen his content before. Rajan Cheetah, he started off in Content Academy too. Like, I want to say less than 10,000 followers. So he's an absolute beast as well. He was literally saying how content, because he put in those reps of posting how many times? 185 plus posts. He started collabing with Bill Gates' daughter. Like, the amount of rooms that you're able to get into too, it genuinely is life-changing. Henry making his first dollar online after he grew 16,000 followers in like 90 days. Leo, he did UGC for a pub and literally got 1.5 bands just to make a video having a pint with his boys. Gabe made $80,000 in a single month just from his agency. Like, a lot of the leads came from his personal brand. Paul Wilkinson made a $20,000 B2B sale. It's genuinely life-changing what you can do with building your personal brand. But I don't want you to focus on this. I want you to focus on this. Focus on just improving your skill set video by video, and over time it's genuinely gonna stack up, okay? I want to give you guys a couple hacks for actually staying consistent too, because none of this actually matters if you're not able to stay consistent. And if you genuinely do feel like you want that extra push for staying consistent and improving and get the same results that all of these people have gotten, that's why we have Content Academy. And this is literally why, like, we have this entire program of Content Academy and this entire community that all of these people, like, sending wins literally every single day. This video across all channels had over 600,000 views. We host our in-person events. But the reason why we do everything that we do in Content Academy, and we don't just have like these kind of live classes or we just have course modules, for example, like, yes, we have an entire like 5-week bootcamp where you can watch videos just like this, breaking down not just like hooks, but everything else from filming to editing, to scripting, to storytelling. We do cover all of that, and monetization as well. But the reason why we don't just have that is because it doesn't actually help you take action. And one of the most important things when actually growing in content, like I said, is being able to stay consistent. So if Content Academy was just a 5-week bootcamp, we would not get the results for our clients and for our students that we actually do. The reason why Content Academy actually works for people is because we have our support system, okay? And this is something that, like, I'm genuinely so proud of. But basically, if you are looking for that community who's actually gonna keep you accountable on a week-to-week basis, when things get hard, when things get busy, when things get confusing, is our 3-point support system in Content Academy. We have a 1-to-1 support manager, Justin. We have live coaching calls 4 times a week with me, with Gabe, who I pulled up his win earlier. He has 20,000 followers, but he also has an agency doing $100,000 a month. So if you want any business advice or monetization advice, he's a great resource to talk to. We have Sam, who has over 200,000 followers on Instagram. Prosper, who has over 350,000 followers on Instagram. And then I host one live weekly call as well in the Content Academy. So if you want that weekly support with literally 4 touch points every single week, live on calls, and of course, a poppin' frickin' Discord community of people who are actually bought in, people who are actually locked in, then Content Academy is probably like has the exact support system for you. And that's why we've designed it in the way that we have, where we're so focused on community. Because at the end of the day, if you just have knowledge and you have this bank of information, but you don't have any way to continuously implement it, it really is useless. And I genuinely wish I could give you one dime of information that would help make this happen, but it doesn't. It happens with your effort. And it happens with you actually staying consistent and continuously learning. So we have these systems to help you continuously learn, but we also have these systems to help you stay accountable and also continuously improve with the inputs of everyone else who has already walked that journey. So if you do want to join Content Academy, you can join in the #upgrade channel. If you want to write your hooks with AI, it's trained on these viral hooks, but it's also trained on Claude for Sonnet. So it's like, it's one of the best like models for writing.